I'm Redfern and welcome to another short video where I talk you through step by step how I took one of my favourite photographs. This is a photograph from Laura and Aaron's portrait shoot in Hong Kong. It's a very simple shot taken with just one speed light, but I thought it would be a good one to show due to the bokeh I managed to achieve in the foreground. As you can see in the behind the scenes photograph, there was a post on the pier which had fairy light wrapped around it. Something like this is a bit of a gift, so I had to try and use it. To achieve the foreground bokeh, I placed my camera lens so that it was literally touching the fairy lights. By putting the lens so close, and importantly by shooting at a wide aperture, the fairy lights gives the cool effect which you see in the final image. I positioned my flash around 10 feet from Laura and Aaron, and the flash power was set to 1/4. By using my Photic Strato triggers, I was able to shoot in high speed sync, meaning that I could shoot at any shutter speed. This was important because I needed a fast shutter speed to underexpose the natural light and make the scene appear darker than it actually was in reality. As you'll see in the raw file, the shot I took in camera isn't too far from the final image. I always try to get everything right in camera as best I can. This means that I don't have to spend too much time editing the image later on the computer. When editing the image in Lightroom, the main thing I have to do is ensure that Laura and Aaron's faces are the brightest part of the image. This is because the human eye is always drawn to the brightest part of an image first, so I like to try and make this the couple. I tend to do this by using the radial filter. In this example, I used a couple of radial filters to bring up the exposure on the couple's faces and another couple to underexpose the brightness of the foreground bokeh. I also used a graduated filter just to darken in the edges of the frame. Once I had exported the image from Lightroom, there wasn't much left to do. I do like to use Photoshop though, just to clean up the image and remove any distracting elements. As you'll see, I selected any areas of the image which I felt were distracting, and then by pressing delete, used the content aware tool to remove them. For small areas like this, the content aware tool does an excellent job of cleaning up the image. Spending just a few minutes cleaning up an image like this makes a huge difference to the final photograph. The only other things I did in Photoshop was to darken some of the shadows using the burn tool, and using the clone stamp tool at a reduced opacity, I reduced the brightness of some of the highlights, just to ensure that Laura and Aaron really stood out as being the highlight of the frame. These small and quick changes make a big difference to the final image. So, from this starting scene, this is the final image. I hope by talking you through this photograph you can see just how straightforward the setup was, and how by getting things right in camera, editing the image only takes a couple of minutes in post. The most important factor in this shot was the fairy lights, so it's important to always try and keep your eye out for gifts like this when shooting. Thank you very much for watching, and please leave any comments below. I'd love to know what you think. Please also like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.